So hi everyone, welcome back to the Cina-Verse. My name is Luca.
And my name is Nick.
And today we'll be reviewing Jurassic World Dominion. Okay, so as I said in the opening sequence, today we'll be reviewing Jurassic World Dominion, which is the third and final film of the Jurassic World trilogy and the final film of the whole Jurassic Park franchise.
Unless they surprise us with another one.
I hope they don't.
Because that's enough, no?
Enough?
We don't need more.
No more dinosaurs?
Please.
It's a very simple review. We're going to talk about the plot, the characters, as we do, and we have something special to talk about at the end of the video, and we'll leave that at that point.
What is this special? You did not tell
You
me.
were there, Nick. You were there.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right, it is. That's okay.
So let's jump straight into the plot. First of all, what did you think about the movie? Let's not compare to the others. As a movie.
All right. As a standalone without the franchise itself, nothing special. Okay. If you never watched Jurassic World, you might find it special because you never saw a dinosaur film like Jurassic World before. But it's hard not to compare it with the others.
You have to compare them to
You
the
have
others.
to compare.
It's kind of difficult not to.
Like compared to the first few, like the first three Jurassic Park, it's like when you enter that cinema for the first time and watch it for the first time, it impresses you. Now we get it. Dinosaurs. It's dinosaurs. You know.
Repeating dinosaurs all the time doesn't.
As in, it's Jurassic World. You're going to have dinosaurs in this, video. What's dinosaurs? By the end of the
We'll
video,
do the edit on
1,000
Every time
times.
he says dinosaur, we take a shot.
No, but I think it's plain.
That's the one thing I want to say about this movie. Now we're jumping into the plot, because if you can see it this way, it's like this movie had two separate plots. So
Yeah.
if we take Owen and Claire's characters, they have their own plot to the movie. It's to save their adoptive daughter.
Yeah.
But and then if we take into account the original characters, the original trio, then they had their own plot. Kind of. So the movie subsequently had two plots, but and then they sort of
Combine both.
merged into one another. And I think it was done on purpose because they wanted to find a way to bring together the two set of crews. You had the original Jurassic Park crew and the Jurassic World crew, and
merge them together.
Exactly, you gave them two separate plots in the same movie, and then they combine.
It's another magazine. I don't know. We're going to have problems now.
Aesthetic, Nick. Aesthetic.
It's going to fall.
If you stay pounding on the table, it is.
Oh God. Because story-wise, it's really plain. It's nothing special. I think they focused more on the nostalgia, and I think the special effects of Jurassic World weren't like the first Jurassic Parks and Jurassic World. I don't know if you've watched the first few.
I watched them, and the thing is that at that time, especially the first one.
Yeah, when watching it at that time.
It came out in 1993.
Something like
1993.
Yeah.
Like, to have a movie doing those sort of special effects, and most of the dinosaurs were built. They were built. Seeing it in cinema at that time, it was a major revelation when it came to filmmaking and cinema. As in, for me, it was a very entertaining film.
No,
it was full of action.
It was still entertaining.
The point is that now
it's more flashy and showy rather than, having a core.
It didn't. Dinosaurs are supposed to be the sort of focal point of the movie.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's become more human-centered. For example, one of the plots was that the company
Bioseed,
that they want to take over the global food chain.
Yeah.
So everyone would
have to buy theirs.
Exactly. You're putting proper, sociological, economical factors into the film, which I like. But you're taking that attention away from the dinosaurs, away from the whole point of
Jurassic World.
Exactly. Because it's like the dinosaurs became a side character. So apart from what we've just said, I did enjoy, and then some aspects of it. I did enjoy, there were a lot of callbacks to the original Jurassic Park trilogy, and especially from the first movie. Like, for example, let's take this guy into, I don't know if you see him. It's the dinosaur with the... It's a very like iconic scene in the first film that it kills one of the first villains of the Jurassic Park franchise in the first film.
Yeah.
This type of dinosaur ends up killing the villain in this film.
Yeah. I think the best part of the film came to the cinematography.
Now let's jump a little bit into the characters. What I really enjoyed is the fact that they brought back the original trio, because they were very fun to see. Especially like the banter between Alan and Ian. In the first film, they like each other, like as friends, but they really hate each other at the same time.
Yeah, I know what you mean,
But then in this film, they become really good friends. Yeah. Exactly, they bond. I really love Sam Neill's character because I see me in him. He's old at heart. Like, he doesn't like technology. And I'm very basic when it comes to technology. You slid into her DMs. What did you do?
What does slid into her DMs mean?
Like, that's me in 50 years' time. Point is, having back the original trilogy, it made it more... It's kind of confirmed that, listen, because they got back the original trio, then this is going to be the final film of Jurassic World, the Jurassic franchise. So yeah, we've talked about the plot, we've talked about some of the characters, and this is the special thing that I mentioned in the beginning of the episode.
I think this is the main part of the video now.
The first thing is because 10 to 12 minutes of the footage in the film was shot in Malta.
And we are in Malta. And we live in Malta.
We are Maltese. We're Maltese. Fun question. Do you know where Malta is? Because a lot of people don't.
The most common thing is Sicily or part of Italy.
Exactly.
Or
we're not.
Or is there
some people actually think Africa. That's Malta. Exactly.
It's part of Africa. We're not part of any of these.
Technically, we're on the African plate.
Geographically,
we're in Africa. Culturally,
we're in Europe.
We're in Europe, and politically as well. So when we found out that a movie of this caliber was going to be shot in Malta, we got very excited.
Yeah.
Especially because most of it was shot in Malta's capital city, Valletta. I worked there. He used to work there.
I used to work there.
And I have a funny story. So I was driving to work one day in the morning, and I drove up to a street before you just enter Valletta. And it was closed off. I don't know why. I saw a lot of cars just crashing into each other. And it took me for ages because I couldn't find parking. And then everyone was calling me, where are you? And I'm like, I'm stuck. And then I arrived at work and they told me that Jurassic World are filming. And then I calmed down. I was like, okay.
That's fine. It's fine. If something Maltese happens, we get angry. If something film-wise happens, we're good.
It's fine. So when we actually ended up seeing Malta in the movie, it was very cool. Let's be honest. Because they really gave Malta. It was very much included within the plot. Yeah. It wasn't just extra scenery where Malta's usually
exactly.
For example, Malta's in Murder on the Orient Express. In the first bit, it's Malta,
or Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed they filmed a big bunch of it in Malta, but it's in the film is just, I think it's an Eastern country. I forgot which country, but it's just an Eastern country, I believe. And then you have the famous Troy. Malta is just it's famous for where big film companies like to film here. And I think Jurassic World is the first one that they mentioned. They included Malta as a country.
They included the country within the plot.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's the first one. We don't know.
I think it is the first one. Or it's one of the first, but it's the biggest one. If it's not the first one, it's the biggest film.
Because here in Malta, they made a big deal out of it, which it is at the end of the day.
It is, but
they made
a big deal out of it because our film industry isn't very big. I wouldn't say it's non-existent. I would say.
But what the thing is, it's growing.
No, exactly. I think what's going to happen is that now with Jurassic World, Malta being included in big films like these, it's going to grow. The film industry is going to grow. We're going to be included in many other productions. I see, though, the one problem that we have is that we're not able to make a production of our own. So rather than Malta being famous for creating a film, it's rather than being used for other films. We're not being creative, we're not being original, we're not being our own. We're just being used for other companies, which I think needs to change. I think that's the main problem I find.
So for those of you who watched Jurassic World, you know which scenes we're actually talking about, because
If you
Malta was mentioned in the film, you know which scenes they're a part of. I found it very funny. Because come on, dinosaurs running around Valletta, streets that I pass from every day where I park my car.
The thing is that we pass. It is funny because we work
right in the dead center,
right in the center of where they filmed.
This was my funniest bit, where in the scene in that big square where there are all those T-Rex. For the audience, those of you who don't know, that square is called St. George's Square. And when there was that guy who was on the scooter and he got eaten by the T-Rex, justice has been served, because those people on the scooters, not all of them, but most of them are responsible, and they really piss me off.
The thing is, so okay, I like the idea. I hate the execution, because there is no space where you can drive that bloody scooter in the roads.
Not because of that. Apart from that, they just leave them right in the... When they park, they leave them. Maybe sometimes even in the middle of the street. Or in the middle of the pavement. Once I was walking from work in the dark, there was no street light. Someone just left in the middle and I was going to fall.
Basically, there's no rules. You can literally pick up a scooter. You need an app. You pay, because you need to pay for these scooters. They're not free. And then you can leave them where the hell you want.
This is my anger face.
And we're glad that a dinosaur ate one.
Exactly.
Success.
Good on you, dinosaur. Good on you. If we have dinosaurs in Malta, most of those problems will go away.
I said that in the film, Malta was mostly used for a black market. So
let's be real, if dinosaurs actually existed, that's very realistic.
I said it was like, that's how it looks, Malta. If you come here, it looks like black market happens here. And it's true.
And I hear a lot of tourists say this, because, Malta's so beautiful, Malta's so beautiful. Like, I live in this country. No, you come for 2 weeks, you're going to see the beautiful bit. You live here.
You're going to see
In the film, I think they did it perfectly. Or obviously, it was fictionalized a little bit, obviously, because of the dinosaurs and the black market. But the shots that they took, they were beautiful. How they shot Valletta, even from the air, like, it's beautiful. You can't say
from the outside. It is.
Exactly.
But if you go literally in the streets,
full of shit.
The most aim part them filming Malta to be a black market is so accurate to how Malta is actually
right now.
I'm not saying we black market dinosaurs.
We don't.
But we
as far as I know.
We black market a lot of other things. We don't know about them, but we know they're being black marketed. So having Malta to be shot in that way and to be filmed for that purpose, I told him during the film or in the intermission, where I said, like, they filmed this accurately. This is how Malta actually looks.
Yeah, it is. Perfectly. No, because that's the point, that even in a film of this caliber and you're going to use Malta, it's going to be in a bad situation, because that's what Malta is. Like, even in foreign newspapers, we got talked about in such a negative way, and obviously we're going to be talked about in a negative way because...
The recent, now this is real, this is not in a film, David
Williams.
He came to Malta to
host the Malta Film Awards.
Exactly, so it was our first film awards in Malta. Like, now you say, like, film awards have been in globally years. I know, like, 25th anniversary film awards and all this. We just had one last year. So this is how back our film industry is. And he did make a joke what he found in Malta. And one of it was tax invasion, corruption. He was saying
one of his jokes was the most prominent things in Malta and tax evasion, and no one laughed. I laughed. I was seeing it live. Everyone dead serious. Malta, again, it's such a black market for so many things, and they used Malta for what it is. So kudos. And the last bit is that we actually met, it was a huge honor for us, we actually met the director of Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow. He came to our place of work, and we only got to know this a day before. We didn't know.
And we were so lucky to work
on that
shift together. So basically, he came because since Jurassic World was being filmed here, we had a film week. So every day,
it was the same week of the Malta Film Awards, and they made a special event where we worked, and he was the special guest.
We managed to get a picture with him, and we managed to get some advice by him.
Exactly, because for those of you who don't know, we're actually producing a short film.
Yeah, our first.
We start filming very soon. It was very lucky for us to have an opportunity to talk a director. Exactly. And we asked him, because we didn't have a lot of time. So
we literally had 3-4 questions. Ask him,
and asked him we're just starting out, what even the smallest bit of advice you can give us? And he told us, if you have a vision, stick to it, stick close to your friends who you're making the film with, and just work hard and do what you got to do and stick with your vision. And I think it was, the best advice, general advice he could give us. He was a very nice guy.
Yeah, he was a very
nice guy. I'm going to say it. Colin, if you're seeing this, I don't think you will be.
I don't think.
But if you are,
thank you. Hi.
So I think that's it. We're going to give our final rating for the film. 7. I think I would give it a 6.5.
You went lower than me.
All the good points are that because it was full of action, it was entertaining. Apart from that, because you can see they're always declining, kind of.
Instead of trying to build it up, it's always, you do one great film, and then it just declines. That's like the norm nowadays when you have a trilogy or a franchise. I think the hype of it for us was Malta being involved in a big film.
So I think that's an end to this episode. So I hope you enjoyed it. So please like, comment,
subscribe.